Hi everyone, welcome to the Fizz video tutorial for our Dino-Rawr Krazy Kidz Kreate-It kit. Today I'll be showing you how to create the jelly soaps as well as the solid soaps that are shown here using the contents from this kit. If you're looking to purchase a Kreate-It kit from us, they can be found on our website www.fizzfairy.com. Everything in this kit comes packed into this handy black box. Let's take a look inside and see what's included. We start off with this information card which outlines both the jelly soap and the solid soap recipes, what other tools will be needed, and the ingredients. There's also a QR code that can be scanned to bring you to this video. Your box will also contain a discount code you can use on your next Fizzberry purchase. The first product is this bag of biodegradable glitter that can be added to either type of soap. Then we have a pair of extra small latex-free gloves, great to protect little hands. Then we have these 2 droppers to add in our fragrance and colorant. The next item is our silicone mold, which can be hand washed to be used again and again with other projects. Next, we have both our jelly soap base and also the solid soap base, which will form the foundation for our soaps. Next, we have 2 liquid crazy dyes, which will be used to color both types of soap. This kit comes with yellow and blue liquid crazy dyes. This kit also comes with 2 of our most popular kids premium fragrance oils, Fruit Loops and Blue Raspberry. The additional tools you'll need include a measuring cup or another microwave-safe container, a spoon for mixing, and a large plate or a baking sheet. You'll also need a microwave, paper towel, and an airtight container for storing your soap. Let's begin making the jelly soap recipe first. Note that before you get started, you want to make sure you have a protected work surface and gloved hands. We'll begin by placing our microwave-safe measuring cup on our protected surface and then add in our jelly soap base. You'll want to add the entire contents of the jelly soap jar into your measuring cup. Then you can take the measuring cup to the microwave and melt the jelly soap using 20 to 30 second bursts. You don't want the base to get too hot as it can foam, expand quickly, and even overflow. If your base still has large lumps as I'm showing here, then it will need to be microwaved further using additional 20 to 30 second bursts until it is completely liquid. Always be careful when removing the cup as it might be hot. Once it is melted fully, you can add in your colorant. Here, I'm going to carefully add 2 drops of the yellow liquid crazy dye using a dropper. Always remember to put the lid back on your liquid crazy dyes when they aren't in use, and also remember that a little goes a long way. These dyes can stain, so it's important to have a protected work surface just as you would with any craft. Here, I achieve a nice, cheerful yellow using just 1 drop of colorant. After stirring to disperse the color, you can add in your fragrance to your base. For this soap, I've chosen to use the Fruit Loops fragrance oil. You want to add about 10 drops of fragrance oil. The dropper can make it difficult to be exact, so just try your best to get about 10. Then, once again, stir well to fully incorporate it into your base. You can now place your mold onto your plate or baking sheet. Putting your mold onto one of these surfaces will allow you to move it while it's setting. And now you're ready to pour your jelly soap into the mold. You want to make sure you can pour the base without large lumps of soap going into your mold, so if it isn't completely liquid, simply microwave it again for those 10 to 20 second bursts. If your mold isn't completely flat, you may have to prop up certain areas as I'm doing here. Ensuring your mold is as level as possible or simply not filling all the cavities right to the top will help you to avoid this. If you would like to make multiple colors of soap in the same batch, it's easy to add in a drop of color during this process. Here, I've decided to add in 1 drop of blue liquid crazy dye to create a green color. After stirring well, I continue to pour the soap into 2 more cavities of my mold. Then, I decide to add in 1 drop of blue to create a turquoise color. I also add in about a teaspoon of my biodegradable glitter here to show the effect in my last few soaps. It's so easy to customize these soaps with just the colors and glitter that are provided in the kit, so really try to get creative and completely make them your own. These should be left to set for at least 6 hours or preferably overnight. Placing them in a cool, dry area is best if possible. After this time has passed, you can see that the jellies have firmed up and are ready to be removed and placed into an airtight container, such as a Tupperware. To remove the soap, simply press up from below the mold and pop them out. The jelly soaps should peel away from the mold completely with their shape intact. They should be firm but a little slippery, similar to Jell-O. These jelly soaps should be stored in a cool, dry, and dark location, and they can be stored for up to 6 months after being made and then used just like normal soap. And that's it! This kit contains enough product to make these 6 large jelly soaps, providing lots of squishy, jiggly dinosaur fun for bath time. Now let's move on to our solid soap recipe. Again, on a prepared surface and with little hands protected, we'll start with our microwave-safe measuring cup. We'll then empty the entire contents of the jar of solid soap base into our measuring cup. This can be placed in the microwave and melted using 20 to 30 second bursts. Once the base is completely melted down to a liquid, you can add in your colorant and fragrance oils in any order. Here, I've decided to first add 2 drops of the blue liquid Krazy dye using a dropper. A few reminders I want to mention again include remembering that a little goes a long way with these colorants, and also to always place the cap back on the liquid Krazy dyes when they're not in use, as they can cause staining. I then stir to fully disperse the color, which creates a nice turquoise shade. The fragrance oil can also be added now, and you can see I've decided to use our blue raspberry fragrance oil for this soap. I once again use a dropper to add about 10 drops of fragrance to the base and stir to fully disperse it. Adding glitter to your soap is always optional, but I decide to add some in here as I really like how it looks in the solid soap and I want my entire batch to contain glitter. You can eyeball this to your preference, but here I've added about a teaspoon and then I stir well to disperse it. And you can now place your mold onto your plate or baking sheet. Putting the mold onto one of these surfaces will allow you to move it while it's setting. And now we're ready to pour our soap. Slowly and carefully fill the cavities in the mold. If you would like to make multiple colors of soap in the same batch, it's easy to add in more colorant during this process. Here, I've decided to add 2 drops of yellow liquid Krazy dye and stir to create a green shade. Again, it's so easy to customize colors and shades in this kit using our Fizz Fairy liquid Krazy dyes. With that in mind, after filling a couple more cavities, I decide to stop and add in 2 drops of blue liquid Krazy dye to create my third color. If at any point your soap starts to solidify, simply microwave it again for 10 to 20 seconds to melt it down. Continue until all your cavities are full and your soap has been completely used up. Once they have all been filled, you should allow them to set for at least 6 hours or preferably overnight. Placing them in a cool, dry area is best if possible. After this time has passed, you can see that the solid soap base has firmed up and they are ready to be removed. These can be stored in an airtight container or a Ziploc bag. To remove the soaps, simply press up from below the mold and pop them out. These solid soaps can be stored for up to 6 months after being made and used just like normal soap. And that's it! This kit contains enough product to make 1 batch of jelly soaps as well as 1 batch of solid soaps, so the entire kit offers you 2 great sessions of crafty, purposeful dinosaur fun. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time!